here. If anyone's outside smoking a cig, maybe see if you can just blast it in one big puff. Get on in here. Might be a kind of a fun challenge. Well, I know a lot of you probably came here tonight to hear some music. And we've had some incredible music already. We're going to have a lot more great music, but first I'd like to do something a little different, if I may. And this is something that I call a relaxation scenario. And what that means is we're going to be using the power of imagination to achieve a state of complete and total peace in our mind, in our body, and possibly our spirit too, but no promises. So it doesn't require very much from you. All you have to do is just get comfortable, whatever that means for you. I'm going to go ahead and sit down on the floor, but I recognize that I am wearing dark colored pants, so that's just my experience. There's no pressure, whatever's comfy for you. Seems like a pretty clean floor, honestly. I was checking it out before the show. It's probably been walked on a bit since then, but no major changes. If you feel like you can adequately relax while standing up, more power to you. It's never been my experience personally, but you know, I'm not here to tell you what to do. There's always a couple of hot shots who think they can pull it off. That's fine. Lying down, I'm not going to forbid it. It is kind of a controversial subject in the relaxation community just because obviously we associate lying down with, you know, taking a load off, relaxing, but in my mind there's kind of a fine line between relaxation and straight up just conking out and taking a snooze. So the latter is what we want to avoid. And then obviously, you know, we associate lying down with, you know, sexual activity, and I'm a sex files and is the next person here, but just do it on your own time, because it can be distracting. So I'd like to invite you now to close your eyes. And if you're not comfortable closing your eyes in public, that's okay. You can just imagine that your eyes are closed. Because we are working with imagination here in the relaxation scenario. And I'd like you to imagine that you're in a kitchen. This could be your kitchen, could be the kitchen of a close friend, could be the kitchen in your childhood home. Or if you'd like, you can imagine an entirely fictional kitchen, the kitchen of your dreams. However you want to imagine that. Although just to kind of lay some ground rules, let's try to keep it realistic, if possible. So, you know, we don't want some kind of crazy flying kitchen robot or something. That's a little silly for what we're doing here. That's a little more on the whimsical side, I would say, rather than purely relaxing. So I'm thinking maybe something more along the lines of like a nice brand name toaster oven. Maybe one of those hanging plants that people have above the sink. But truly, whatever you want to imagine, within reason. But one thing I want to tell you about this kitchen that I think you're going to enjoy is that the spice rack is absolutely stocked. It's got everything you could possibly need. So obviously, it's got your classic heavy hitters, you know, your thyme, your rosemary. But it's also got some of the more off the beaten path herbs and spices. I'm talking about saffron. I'm talking about lavender. I'm even talking about fenugreek, if you can believe that. It's all there. And it's all completely fresh as can possibly be. Even, you know, some of the less commonly used herbs and spices. You know, sometimes you'll buy a spice for a particular recipe. They'll use it maybe once or twice and then they'll just sit there, sometimes for years, and just kind of harden like a rock. It's not happening here. And it's not because of any kind of decaking agent that they're using. No, it's because we're working with the power of imagination here. And in this realm, anything is possible. Now, at this time you might be starting to wonder, well, what am I doing here? Why am I in this kitchen? And the reason that you're here is that you're about to cook a meal for yourself and a few of your closest friends. And obviously there's a lot of excitement, a lot of anticipation for the evening to come. But right now there's no one else here. It's just you. It's just you in this still, peaceful, beautiful kitchen. You may be wondering also, well, what am I going to cook? What's on the menu tonight? And as much as I'd like to answer that question for you, really I can't. I need you to look inside yourself. I need you to take a moment, reflect on what it is that you really feel like cooking in this moment. It may be a classic go-to for you, something you make all the time, or maybe something you've never even dreamed of cooking before. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that it's what's in your heart right now. I guess I should mention we will be sort of handling a potato later in this guided meditation, so if it's possible to kind of fold that into your plans, that would be helpful for me. Just to kind of give you a behind-the-scenes peek into my process here with the relaxation scenario. We need a unifying experience, so someone's over there frying up some corn dogs, someone's over here whipping up a tiramisu. It gets a little chaotic, and you're going to feel that in the room, so if we could just, and listen, the potato does not have to be in the entree by any means. It can be a side dish, no problem. And if you have some kind of potato allergy, or if you're doing kind of a low-carb thing, feel free to substitute any hearty root vegetable here. It's still going to work. It's just kind of a grounding, unifying experience for us. And as you get ready to start cooking, you can go ahead and tie on your apron. If you'd like, you can have one of those aprons with kind of a witty saying on it, like, may the forks be with you, or keep calm and chef on, something like that. Or, some of them have something kind of rude written on it, like, kiss my ass, or something like that. That's okay, too. But it's just important, once again, just to take a moment to reflect and choose the apron that really matches with what you're feeling inside. Sometimes we might feel the need to wear an apron that projects a certain thing into the world, or maybe the apron that people expect us to wear. Maybe we feel like we need to tie on the kiss my ass apron, but really deep down we're more of a keep calm and chef on kind of person. Or maybe you really are just kiss my ass all the way to the bone. That's okay. That's good. We need those kind of people in the world, but it's really just important that you take that moment, reflect before choosing. And as you let your gaze wander around this kitchen, you'll notice that there is a radio. You can flip that on now, and it's playing the perfect cooking music. Now, what is the perfect cooking music? Am I qualified to try to tell you what that is? Well, maybe not, but I do have some suggestions, if you don't mind. A little bit of jazz is always nice in the kitchen. Kind of a classic choice. I would say, let's try to keep it on the cooler side of jazz, if you don't mind. I'm a bit wary of hot jazz in the kitchen, just because, it tends to get the adrenaline flowing, it gets the heart rate up, and, we are working with sharp knives and potentially open flames here, so I just want to be safe. And I know it can be confusing, because I know that sometimes when a jazz musician wants to kind of pick up the tempo a little bit, they might say something like, let's cook, or we're really cooking now, or something like that. But you gotta understand, it's just an expression. It doesn't really have anything to do with, say, operating a gas stove. So let's keep it on the cooler side of jazz, or maybe kind of a nice laid-back funky fusion tune, if that's more your speed. If you're not feeling the jazz, it's okay. There's other options. Might recommend maybe a little bit of Hootie and the Blowfish. Factory Review is obviously their classic album. Can't go wrong with that one. Probably recommend staying away from the follow-up Fairweather Johnson. It's a little darker, a little more challenging. It's not really what we're going for here. Surprisingly, their debut EP kind of a self-release affair, Coochie Pop. Surprisingly good. They're really kind of fully formed at that stage in their career in a way that you don't see often. If you thought that Hootie and the Blowfish was sort of a plaything of some kind of hotshot Hollywood producer, it's not the case. You check this out and it's all there. The songwriting's there, the melodicism, the passion, it's all there. The guitar solos are really lucid, not too flashy, but they tell a story. I'd also recommend maybe one of your classic piano rockers, your Elton John, your Billy Joel. Billy Joel in particular, I would say, has just an excellent catalog of cooking songs. Maybe not always, directly, lyrically. Although you can make a case for scenes from an Italian restaurant. He does sort of touch on the food and beverage a little bit, but it's not really the point of the song. I'm thinking more just in a wider sense. Billy's got this kind of fun, spunky, carefree attitude that I find translates well to the kitchen. He likes to rock, but, never too hard. He knows when to pull it back. And that is important. I'd steer you away from some of the real tear-jerkers. She's Always a Woman to Me, Piano Man. Great songs, of course, but just not really the energy we're going for here. A little slow, a little sad. Definitely would recommend sticking with the more up-tempo rockers, Big Shot, My Life, Moving Out is a good one. All great choices. There's actually one Billy Joel song that I think might be especially appropriate for this occasion, and that is perhaps one of his lesser-known hits. It's a song called Vienna from 1977's The Stranger. And this song, it is fun, it's bouncy, it's got a great groove, killer accordion solo, but it's also got something else that's a little less tangible, but no less important, and that is emotional resonance. Because cooking, obviously you can say is about flavors, right? It's about your sauces, your glazes, vinaigrettes, but beyond all that, I think that cooking is really about emotion. So when Billy Joel says, "Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile." When he says, "Take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while," that's the kind of emotion that we're trying to imbue this dish with. And if there's a landline phone in your imagined kitchen, feel free to take it off the hook right now. It might be kind of a nice touch, actually, because you don't need to be reachable right now. You're not fielding calls. This is your time. And if you happen to be imagining more of a late 90s, early 2000s kitchen, you might have the cordless phone. That's a little more complicated, actually, because they don't really have a hook per se. It's really more of a charging station. So I don't think that taking the phone off of that is actually going to prevent the calls from coming through. So you might have to actually go around the back and unplug it from the wall. But I think it's worth it if you're willing to take a moment and do it, because it's really kind of a potent symbol. It sends a strong message to the world. It really says, buzz off, this is my time. Just take another moment to let your gaze wander around the kitchen now. Take it in with all of your senses. See what you see. Smell what you smell. Feel what you feel. Why don't you grab a hold of that potato right now? Hold it in your hand. Feel its weight. Feel its cool, rough texture. Feel that kind of weird little nub it's got growing out of it. That's okay. It's perfectly fine for a potato to have kind of a little lump on it. But potatoes come in all shapes and sizes. I mean, if you're really concerned about it, you can sort of chop it off and set it aside, but honestly, I wouldn't bother. I think it's fine. But just take a moment to really appreciate what you've got here in your hand. This is sustenance, this is life, This was just a tiny seed, and then somehow through soil and water and sunlight, it grew into this beautiful little orb that you're holding now. And it's easy to say, well, I handle a potato all the time. This is every day for me. What's so special about this? But how many times really will you hold this potato in this kitchen while listening to this particular Billy Joel song? And I realize I did sort of give you the freedom to choose any music that you wanted to be listening to, but I feel like I made a pretty bulletproof case for Vienna, so I'm kind of just assuming I went with that. But whatever it is you're hearing, whatever it is you're feeling, smelling, seeing, this is a unique and special moment in your life. It's never going to happen again. So it's important to really just appreciate it. Let it wash over you. Feel it in your whole body, that peace, that serenity, that stillness. And it's easy also for the mind to wander towards the future. You may be thinking about that moment when you're going to serve up this dish to all your friends. You're going to be smiling, laughing, having a good time. And that is going to be a beautiful moment, of course, but you're never going to get there without a little bit of patience, a little bit of slowness. As Billy Joel says, slow down, you crazy child. And if you think it's kind of weird and condescending that he's calling someone a crazy child, I hear you. I do. I think that's really valid, but you might be interested to know that Billy actually wrote that song about himself. So it's kind of a second-person autobiographical exercise for him. So just don't be too hasty to judge, is all I'm saying. Nothing happens by accident in a Billy Joel song. Love him or hate him, he's a craftsman. He knows what he's doing. So just take one more moment now to let this feeling really sink in. Of course, there's a lot going on outside these kitchen walls. A lot of things that you're going to have to grapple with. A lot of things you want to accomplish in your life. But it's okay just for this little moment, just to be still and calm inside this little sanctuary, the kitchen. And this feeling of peace that you feel right now, of course, can't last forever, but it is possible to take just a little piece of it with you through the rest of your night and through the rest of your days. And that is going to conclude this relaxation scenario. You can now open your eyes, or imagine that you're opening your eyes. And me and Jake are going to play some music for you. Thank you. Jake's gotta go, but it's fine.
This is a song by Carla Bley that we're gonna play. The other night in Macon, someone told us, they were kind of heckling us, and they told us to play some rock and roll. And then we played this song, and then I said that was a song by the rocker Carla Bley, and then someone else got really mad at me for that. It was like, Carla Bley's not a rocker, she's a fabulous jazz composer. We were getting it from all sides in Macon. Hopefully no one's mad at us yet tonight.
Hey.
Funny, huh?
You know what?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, okay.
I'd like to take a second to address the audience that's online. If you're watching this video on Andrew's YouTube channel, the Anunnaki have us in a karmic trap. They're hoarding our monoatomic white gold to pass into this dimension. And if you don't vote Democrat in 2024, how to come back from that. 3, 4. MasterCard and Century One. What could come between? Bank with leverage, bank with trust, and you could own it. You could receive. Alright, this is the song that is the reason why I have a backwards hat on. Limp Bizkit? Anybody know about that band? Yeah, thank you.
Jacksonville. Never heard of it.
Jacksonville.
Florida Pride.
Rutgers.
Yeah, Florida Pride. Anyways, it's like the bonus track on a Limp Bizkit CD. Specifically, the song Stereotype Me, which is the bonus track on $3 Bill, y'all. Deaf ears. Deaf ears. Okay. 3, 4. As a poet, I could see without my eyes, I could breathe without the skies, start an at-home business with my hands tied. I am God with tons of money. I could conjure Tupelo honey from a dog toy, murder clones and erect statues of myself as science. I'm a science-loving military general, form a nation-state of Catholic CEOs on wartime snack can HEPA filter box. Stopping mass extinction with an XLT, a can of Coke, and Beyond Meat. I am God with tons of money. Scamming backbeat, culture ladder, snapback fashionista, elevator pitch baristas into cutting direct action mockumentary as logical conclusion to my constituents' attitude towards 24-hour news cycles. California clean and repeat, recycle, e-juice, gas pump, pool water, elevator, bobcat, excavator, scrub daddy, Shark Tank, Gardettos. Keep it going. We got this. We got it. Challenge butter. Ding dongs. Hostess cookie. Snack box. Zern. Toto. Kohler. Sloan. Toiletries. That's it. Okay. Okay. Let's get serious. This is me, y'all. 3, 4. I sing now like a child for an aftermath. Reigning supreme over what happened once. I lied in the morning. I lie in the sun, naked sometimes. I lie when I am old. Scrolls were ripped up for Foley, and I signed on so I could hear the angels sing. Contact trace, broadcast I love fate, and I put my gun. And I harm no one. Mezcal, clear liquor and trampoline. The weekend's embrace, cattle driving, bounce house, hearse. And we won't lucky, or sun on to cure when we're empty. Contact trace, with lightning. Contact trace. They'll follow you to your grave, just to see what sports you watch online. Great Negroni.
Right?
Really good.
Really good.
I love this place. My thumbnail got a little longer today.
Chew that sucker down.
So it's growing. 3, 4. When the bell breaks but the cradle won't fall, that's what I say. When the leg breaks but there's no one to splint it, that's when I say. They don't know what you know, only where you stood yesterday, the day before, unless you are a phone. They don't see the light shining through that green and blue, blinding light that tells them what to know. Information in the stream is old, gold and yellow make a burning dome.
I skunked it. I got to record behind.
Okay, now we're gonna go down. Do it, Ben.
We're gonna address the elephant in the room right now. Sorry, I'm nervous.
Everything's okay.
Me and Jake are on a 5-week tour right now. We're about 4 weeks in, full U.S. tour. And at the beginning, we made a pledge, an oath, to eat the same exact foods as each other for the entire tour. Everything that Jake eats, I have to eat. Everything I eat, Jake has to eat. Toppings and condiments included. And we made it 12 days.
I quit.
And we've been keeping up a facade of equal eating since then. We've been lying. No! Yeah. We've been posting on social media with the same foods. We've been lying to our close friends. There's still people in cities that we went to that don't know. And I think
People are
that,
preparing us food.
yeah, people made us identical food. We ate it.
We stood there and let people measure potato chips on scales. And we watched them and we said, oh, thanks so much.
Yeah. We deserve that. We deserve that.
Thank you.
We're kind of the Walter Whites of the DIY scene.
This sounds mad.
Yeah. Yeah, if anyone wants to talk about it after the show, we are open to discussing it. We did make it 12 days, which I'm really proud of. That was not an easy thing to do. So, thank you.
Why come clean now?
We just couldn't keep it up anymore. It's hard to lie all the time.
Not at home, you know, we lived here. It's a sick thing to do, to lie to your family.
Yeah. Bring in the guys?
Bring in the guys. It's called neo-folk. It's neo-folk. Mouse hole. Anybody know about mouse hole?
I want to know.
It's a bottomless pit in Washington State owned by a man named Mel Waters.
Possibly an interdimensional portal.
Yeah. It just doesn't fill up.
They've been throwing fridges in there for years.
There's a Wikipedia page, you can look into it. They put a dog in there that had died and it came back. So think about that. I can't. All right. Monotheist meet the Fokker despise your book defeat. No arms the building rides the solar panel fry the giving police have a lion gas and die alone in sleep and law within the time it takes to read a book within a week or two. Absent what beckons you have presence for an image with a can make taste for black hole sun. The dimes that keep us on the ride. It's the new Mel's hole in my mind. It's the new Mel's hole in my mind. Candy touched my tongue. I grab a pen and draw you some in vain. The lead said twice, happened once. I'll only say it once. The cold has left my face. The twitch that tells you stream your tricks on paper makes the late. The grateful have no clue for who or what will bind you in that shade of light that captures air and night. It's the new Mel's hole in my mind. It's the new Mel's hole in my mind. Change without persistence hampers laundry day. The Sunday rat of pathways in the distance. Have you raising children doing blow on weekday nights? The candle fuse will grow into a garden where the fruit of act will poison even rats whose acts you've shown them by the truck that got stuck in the mud. It's the mud, it's the new Mel's hole in my mind. It's the chambered roll of a hive. Okay. We have 4 songs left to play that Ben wrote.
This is a song about the best barbecue I've ever been to. It's called In Heaven with the Berkeley Jews.
Wait.
I asked if you were ready. Okay, no, I was upset, but I saw what it was about, and I apologize. Yeah,
It's gonna make me so much better.
this is important. Good. There's a charming 8-frame house just off of Fulton Street. That is where the middle-aged avant-garde jazzers meet. Anyone is welcome, just don't forget to take off your shoes. I'm at home, I'm in heaven with the Berkeley Jews. You can have a matzo ball topped with nutritional yeast. There was a line that rhymed with that. Their sarcasm is drier than imported green chartreuse. I'm at home, I'm in heaven with the Berkeley Jews. In heaven, I'm in heaven. In heaven, I'm in heaven with the Berkeley Jews. The bathroom smells like tea tree oil and trace of turpentine. It's stocked up with the last 3 months of Sunday New York Times, and a photo album full of shots from the Mediterranean cruise. I'm at home, I'm in heaven with the Berkeley Jews. Outside they will fire one up under the misty sky. Pass it to the cool algebra teacher from Berkeley High. The CD changers loaded with the finest rhythm and blues. You're at home, you're at home. You're in heaven with the Berkeley Jews. Thank you. I'm just beginning to get a look. 100 breakfasts with
chance to get a look. I'm just beginning to get a look. 100 breakfasts with a book. Our praise go up in the loops, and every dollar we spend gets me shaken to the moon. Tried to make something empty just to see if I could still do it. It wasn't easy. The door blew open, the door blew shut, and I never went through it. But that's not right, I can change. I can play a one-note solo, I can read the Bible, I can fall asleep with my head on the keyboard. There's a wildcat strike in New York. Mailmen just wanna go home and take off their boots and lay down and dream about cordless phones. They can change. They can learn to treat a snake bite. They can go to Connecticut. They can wake up before dawn to go fishing. Peacock drink from a blue ceramic bowl. Butterfly bump into the sea level pole. Renaissance statue by the 17th hole. Photocopied scrap of a Dead Sea Scroll. No exchange. Isn't it strange? They just live in their own corner of time with no approval. I know I said I'm starting over, but that's just what people say. And there are no fireflies in an LA sky. It's just someone smoking weed far away. No exchange. Isn't it strange? No exchange.
You're getting up that fretboard tonight. We have one more song. Ready, Jake? Bad boy image you got tonight.
Bad Jake.
I mean, the bass playing is so good that I'll put up with the attitude. This song is called Music.
Music, sweet music, it keeps me looking behind. Music
Thank you. That was music. I'm Ben Varian. That's Jake Tobin. Thank you so much for being here. And stick around for ironing, of course.